Welcome back to the Connect at Cornerstone podcast. This is Mike Morris. I'm the pastor here at Cornerstone. I'm going solo today to share with you guys a little bit about our plans for Easter. If you're watching on YouTube or watching on our website, you can see we're outside today enjoying this beautiful day. If you're listening, then you just have to imagine with me what it's like, because it's beautiful out here today. I've got several things to share with you guys today, and mostly about Easter, but we also want to take you inside our new building that we're working on, our new outreach center, our new community center. We're not sure on the name yet, but I want you guys to see what it's like and just explain a little bit about what we're going to use this building for. So with all that said, let's just talk about the most important thing this week. Man, can you believe that it's Easter? It's hard to believe. It's hard to even keep in track of what day it is, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, March, April, but it's getting ready to be Easter. And I know with all of the craziness and the stay-at-home orders, it seems like this year it doesn't quite feel like that. Hopefully though, we've been going through this sermon series called Journey to the Cross. Hopefully you've been thinking about the whole time how you've been preparing your hearts and minds for Easter. Some of the fasts that we have been doing, the reason we're doing those is to kind of reset ourselves. And so now we get to this week where we're looking to the resurrection, which is our hope, which is what we celebrate. It's the moment in history that changed everything. I think it's the most important thing that's ever happened in history was when Jesus came back from the dead. And that's what we celebrated Easter, the resurrection. So this week, here's what I want you to know. Usually for Easter, it's our highest attended Sunday of the year, and I expect nothing less this year. It's going to be a little bit different though this year because it's online instead of in person. And so here's where we need your help. We've created a Facebook event. If you could click on that you're going, and then you can share that with your friends, and then maybe you can invite people who need to hear a message of hope this Easter. That would really help us to get the word out about our Easter service. And then just call people, talk to them, invite your coworkers, your friends, your classmates, however you can help us get the word out. We usually really encourage you to invite people for Easter, and really nothing has changed. And that's really the same thing we want to do now. We're doing it through a different method, through online instead of in person. So if you could help us do that, our service, we're doing the same as we've done the past few weeks, one service at 10 a.m. And so here's what we've got planned. We've got a special time of worship planned. We've got some videos. I know I shared a little bit last week, and then we've been gathering some videos from some of our Cornerstone kids. We're going to create a video of them sharing about Easter and what's important to them. And that's going to be awesome. So if you haven't done that yet, be sure and email that to us or get that to us as soon as possible, so we can edit that. Really, we need those by Thursday night. So you may be hearing this for the first time on Thursday. So if so, you don't have much time for that. But get that to us. We would appreciate it. And then the message. The message, I can tell you now, it's going to be from Ephesians chapter 2. And it's going to be about, again, the wonderful good news, the gospel message that Jesus came and He died for us and He rose again so that we might have eternal life. It's a message we all need to hear. So I really encourage you to invite people and join us for that. During this time, it's really important that we stay connected. So many of our leaders, we're trying to contact as many people as we can and check on everybody. And I hope you're doing the same, that you're checking on each other and just calling people up and saying, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? Do you need anything? And if you do need something, here's what I want to challenge you to do. Would you please let us know? We've had many people say, hey, if someone needs groceries or needs something picked up from the store, let me know and I would be more than glad to help. And so we can help with that. If you know of someone that needs something, if you can't help, then let us know. We'll see what we can do to help as well. We're all in this together. And I know it's a struggle. I know it seems like each week more and more people are being laid off, and then you have to deal with the paperwork and the unemployment, and and all this craziness. But as I shared Sunday morning, I think what's going on right now, it's forcing us to think about what's most important. And if we have Jesus, we have everything. And I hope that is some comfort to you in your time of struggle, that really Jesus is what we need most right now. And so if you're struggling, if you need hope, if you need encouragement, if you're feeling isolated, all of those things, then please tune in Easter morning because it's going to be a really important message for all of us. And I think what this whole COVID-19 coronavirus situation has done, it's kind of stripped away everything that was unimportant. And it's made us focus on what's really important. And that really is Jesus, the message of hope, the gospel, the good news that we can have eternal life, and that life is through Jesus Christ. One more way you can get connected is to check out our life groups. We've got several life groups going right now. And so most of them are meeting online, either using Zoom or Facebook Live. And so that's a good way to stay connected, to keep finding out about how everyone's doing. So we encourage you, you can go to mycornerstone.org/life groups and see a listing of our groups, or even simpler way to find them is mycornerstone.fyi. And so that's a way that you can know what's going on. We've got a helicopter flying over right now, so you may hear that, but I think about right now how we can be praying for each other, how we can check on each other. It's really bringing out the best in everyone. So continue to pray for our healthcare workers, for our first responders, for those kind of on the front lines. And let's continue to pray that the situation doesn't get any worse here in Galax. We've been blessed so far to not have a huge impact with the virus, so let's continue to pray that it stays that way. I think now what I want to do is I want to transition. I want to talk a little bit about the new building in our back parking lot. Many of you know that last year we were able to purchase the building in our back parking lot. And our goal with this building was to turn it into a community center, a kind of an outreach center, so we can do more for our community. We've shared our plans to move our youth meetings, to make it our youth center as well, for our youth group to meet there. We want to do our community meal in this building. It's a good place for large meetings, so we have a great space for that as well. And I want to take you inside the building and just show you a little bit. And so if you're listening, you may want to jump over to YouTube and watch this section, but I'll explain it too, so just to give you an idea of what we're working on, and so you can know how to be praying, and so you can kind of get a glimpse of where we're going as a church. So thanks. So all the way back in 2006 or 2007, I'll have to go back and look, we did a video going through the building that's now currently our church. And there was sheetrock on the walls. It was a mess. Hadn't really been fixed up. Nothing was done yet. And I shared a video walking through the building, and I shared this. Imagine with me. And I went through kind of the different areas of the building, and I'll try to find that video and link to it in the notes for this. But imagine with me what it would look like if this building is full of people hearing the good news of the gospel. And now we can look back 14 years later and see the results of that, to see what has taken place and how many lives have been changed and how many people have responded to the gospel, how many people have been baptized, how many people have gotten involved with life groups and found hope and found truth. And I'm just so thankful for the faithfulness of everybody in this church to continue to support the ministry and just be involved in ministry. Now we have another huge moment in the history of our church, and that is we've purchased this building that's going to be an outreach center, that's going to be a youth center, that's going to be a community hangout, a place where we can continue to expand the work of the ministry that God has called us to do. And so this building that's behind me, it looks a lot different than it did just several months ago. Several months ago, this building we had our playground right behind me where we're standing. It was no windows, no opening on this side at all, and now you see a beautiful building that's taken shape right before our very eyes. And so right here, surrounding me, is going to be an area, a kind of a terraced courtyard. A place where we can sit and hang out, be a picnic area, fire pits, all sorts of nice seating areas. So all this dirt, we'll have it grassed over and landscaped. It's going to be a beautiful place for us to congregate before and after services, before and after our youth meetings, to do some outside events. This is going to be great. So we've got this area right here that really, it's a little hard to see right now, but it's going to be awesome when it gets done. And so with that, let's kind of transition inside the building. Let's go. So now you get to see inside our building a little bit. We're excited to share this with you. You can see it's still work in progress, still a lot of work to be done, but it's really taken shape already. And so what you have here, I'm on a stage area that we'll be using for our youth and for special events. As you can see kind of behind me now is a big, wide, open area. This will be for our community meals, for seating, for larger events, really for even some of the larger life groups will be meeting in here as well. So we have a great area. We've really had a lack of space for a long time for special events, and whether it's a meal or a potluck or just a get-together or a large youth gathering, we've not really had a place to do that other than the worship center. So now this gives us a place that we can do that each and every week. We're really excited about that. For our youth, this means that they've got a space that they can hang out in, that they can really use every week. Our youth group, our youth ministry, our student ministries is really excited about having a place to really call their home. So as you see behind me, this area, it's going to be great. We're putting indoors. It's just got painted. Lots of stuff going on here during the week. Electrical work, running wires. All this stuff is taking place, but luckily, even with the stay-at-home order, we've been able to continue working on this with a small crew, just a few guys working on this. And so we've really not lost any time. We're still moving forward to get this building done. And another thing that we could use this building for is if we need to split up and have multiple services or have another space to have overflow or have a seating area even on Sunday morning, this space would work great for that as well. So it gives us just so much more flexibility to do things. And then for our community special events that we do, whether it's a prom dress giveaway or whether it's a coat giveaway or any type of things like that, or even opening it up for city events and things of that nature, we've got the space to do it now. So I'm really excited about this. I'll show you a little bit, just a really quick walk through. We've got an office area in here. We're going to have a glass wall here. But we'll have an office area, a place where we can meet and counsel people and talk with them and kind of use for smaller get-togethers. So we'll have that here. We have our restrooms here. We'll keep walking. This is just the big open area that I'm in now. We have Todd here has been our contractor working on this. He's doing an awesome job. Say hi, Todd. So we've got a storage area here. We've got a pantry back here. This is the kitchen. And I know for many of you, you've been wanting a kitchen for a long time in the church. So think about this. We're going to have a large refrigerator. We're going to have 2 stoves. We're going to have a nice open countertop and a center island. It's going to be a great area to serve and prepare meals. And it's going to be awesome when this gets done. So we're so excited about this. And it's coming along great. And so that kind of gives you an overview. There's really not much to this. It's just going to be, but every inch of space in here is usable space. And we're excited about that and excited about the possibilities that gives us. We're going to walk outside, and I want to show you one last thing here with this building. So one last thing I wanted to share with you guys, and that is this. I'm standing in the area that will soon be our playground. Now, some of our kids have been wondering, where did the playground go? When are we going to get a playground back? Well, this is where it's going to be. We're kind of using it as a driveway right now, but this is going to be all cleaned up. This whole area, it's going to be grassed. We're going to have mulch put down. We're going to have a nice fence surrounding this. And this is going to be, we're going to have a much larger and nicer playground than even before. And so this is going to be great. Since we took all this dirt out here, it kind of really opened this up and gave us a nice flat space with the seating areas there. The parents will have somewhere to sit while they watch their kids play. This is going to be great. So all this driveway now is going to be a playground soon. So we're excited about that. And hopefully the plan is that we get this done as soon as possible. Because when we start meeting back together in person, and whether that's a smaller group or a larger group, we don't know what that's going to look like yet. It all depends on how I guess the guidance and the restrictions that are in place when we can start meeting again. But we're going to be ready. We're not slowing down. We're not stopping ministry. The church has not stopped. In fact, I feel it's growing stronger. And so what I mean by that is when we get meeting back together, hopefully you're just going to see just a continuation of what we're already doing. Just more and more people being reached for the gospel, more and more community ministry taking place. And I still feel like there's going to be a lot of needs. There's a lot of people that are struggling, a lot of people that need help. And I think God has uniquely placed Cornerstone in this time and this place so that we can be a blessing to others. I want to thank everyone for your continued generosity, your continued support of our ministry. And really because of that, we've been able to continue to do things like this. And so we're moving forward, we're trusting God, and we know that God is not done with Cornerstone yet, God is not done with His community yet, and that we're working together to share the good news that we have in Jesus Christ. Again, if you're struggling in any type of way, if there's a way we can help, if there's a way we can pray for you, would you let us know? And one of the easiest ways to do that is go to mycornerstone.fyi. You can fill out a prayer request there and let us know any needs you have. We'll be sure and get in contact with you. You can also see a listing there of some other ways you can get connected, and whether it's through email, whether it's through a life group. And I want you guys to know we really do miss everyone. And we're looking forward to the time we can all be back together. But in the meantime, God is still God. God is still on the throne. We can still worship Him, and we still have a reason to celebrate. And that's what we're going to do this Easter morning. We invite you to join us 10 a.m. Sunday morning. Be there and invite some other people to join us. Thanks and God bless.